Welcome to South of King's Landing, the Explosion Network's A Night of the Seven Kings of After show, where this season we're breaking down, discussing each and every episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. My name is Dylan Blight, and joining me, Hand of the King, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here to talk about archaic religious beliefs affecting people in the present.
Wild concept. Really pushing the boundaries of believability this season on this Game of Thrones spinoff, that's for sure. This week, episode 4... Firstly, hold on. Yeah, this week, episode 4 came out early. I did not realize this until last night in the current time. I'm not sure if I just lived under a rock and missed all the advertisements. Anyway, apparently there's a thing called the Super Bowl. Yeah. And that dastardly Bad Bunny. Shoot a Bad Bunny with the arrow, I always say.
It was that and the Turning Point halftime show, which was going to draw all the eyes.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Make people not want to watch anything else.
Not want to watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
I've watched enough content stuff today. I need to go outside and touch grass.
Yeah. Episode 4, titled 7. Synopsis was: Dunk angers the Targaryens and demands trial by combat. When Aerion calls for a trial of 7, Dunk must find 6 warriors to join him in battle. Directed by Sarah Adina Smith, written by Aziza Barnes and Annie Julia Wyman and Ira Parker. Ash, what did you make of this week's episode that you watched several days ago?
I watched yesterday.
Okay.
Go too far. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I mean, it's I think it's probably the most serious or kind of down note episode. I guess there's not as much fun hijinks going on this time because Dunk is in a serious situation. But yeah, I mean, this is very much a setup episode for next week, where everything's going to kind of play out. But everything is kind of a lot of backstory and explanation as to why things played out and happened, and that kind of stuff before we get kind of this heroic moment at the end when the 7 unite to take on the dastardly Targaryen 7. So I thought it was a really good episode.
I thought it was, I said this last week, but I think it's the best episode of the season. But the other funny thing about that, as I was sort of sat down to write down any quick notes about it, I was like, I feel like there was 3 scenes in this episode.
Yeah. And
yet it was really good. Like, it's sort of just, it's Dunk being sad in the castle, or
in the cell.
Not the castle, in the cellar, and then the room speaking to Baylor. And then it's Dunk being sad, talking to the armor dude. And then it's Dunk being sad, trying to get his 6th person and betrayed. Yeah. And that seemed to just be the episode. I think it just so it was broken across those 3 scenes. How did you think it? I think this is obviously the most serious episode that we've had of the show so far. Felt a bit more like a proper Game of Thrones tone / House of Dragon tone.
Well, they not to jump ahead, but they perfectly used the Game of Thrones music in this.
Yes, so
to get you super hyped and then cut to black.
How'd you go watching sad Dunk for an entire episode when we're used to him being sort of more hopeful, cheerful a bit, even when he's threatening to backhand egg? It's usually from at least a good place.
I mean, it was still fun to watch because he does have this like optimism about him, like despite being in such a terrible situation. Like there's, he's not super nihilistic. You just, if this is the way it goes, is the way it goes. He doesn't ever really blame Egg. Like there's a bit of you know what you're doing kind of thing when they see him for the first time and that kind of stuff. But he doesn't like hate Egg, which I think would be a classic stereotype or
he's a good boy.
Classic trope for this to lean into. So I mean, Dunk's gonna dunk.
The other thing I was thinking about, especially with this episode, is have we ever had a character in this world who comes across as just pure good as he appears to be?
Podrick?
I guess, yeah. Sure.
What's the name? Of Tarth, the big woman. Gwendolyn Christie's character.
Okay. I mean, why couldn't you just say Gwendolyn Christie's character?
Because I couldn't remember what
right. Okay.
Christie's name. That was the main problem.
Something of Tarth?
I literally said of Tarth. Yes. Brienne of Tarth. There we go.
Yeah, I guess that would be the. Yeah, no, that's fair. She would be there. Another. Was she a hedge knight when she started? Was that ever? I feel like that was a thing she said, or maybe I'm just dreaming that up. So that'd be interesting if she was. So.
I don't believe so.
Just straight into Baratheon's. Yeah, okay. Either way, I guess my takeaway is that Dunk does appear to be one of potentially 5 or less characters that we've had in this universe who does seem to be pure in his commitment to being good. Especially given in that scene where he's discussing his choices and what he did with Baylor at the start there, and talking about, I took an oath to protect doesn't matter who, protecting the weak, doing what's right as always. Doing the instant. He's like, I took an oath, So that was really good. The stuff I also really like obviously when he goes and has the scene with the armorer or the weapon shield maker. I don't know. I'm just going with armorer. That was really good. Him giving that huge discount for him, sells it to him for 1 copper. But also just gives him of iron and oak, which we've heard.
He improved the shield. That's what I understood it to be.
Well, yeah, but that's saying of like iron and oak or whatever. We've heard that many a times. Different characters say that throughout the series history as well as as a thing. But his shield also I thought looked really good. I think those are really cool looking with the blooming tree, which he first took as a dead tree, but then he had to point out that's actually a blossoming tree with the stars going over it and stuff. And that was all created by that woman who, of course, has now left, rightfully so, before she gets in more trouble. But yeah, I really like the design of shit. You're just used to seeing crests, I guess, from different houses and stuff, and it's rather unique within this world. I thought that was cool. What did you just fact check me on?
No, I'm just looking where the iron. It's oak and iron.
Oak and iron, sorry.
Which was the name of one of the previous episodes, I believe.
Yeah. But I think in this they say the full thing, but quite often in the shows you just hear them say oak and iron, but not the full thing that was said in this episode.
Yeah.
What do you think of this episode? Still not adding that one fart joke in. Do you feel like that was necessary?
I mean, it was brilliantly set up.
It was fair.
Yeah. There's one. It's meant to be all these noble houses, and this one guy stands up and farts. Which
I mean, it was built up well
because royalty in the real world would actually do.
No. When he stood up, I was going, "Oh, who's that guy?" Like, am I supposed to recognize him or whatever? And then I was like, "Oh, no, just a guy."
They even had trolls in Westeros.
Yeah, it's trolls everywhere, But the trolls in this world aren't hiding online. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's damn right. But yes, I guess the talked about. There's 2 great things I think that happen in the end of the episode. I guess before I just get to it, what do you make of how he got about getting the 6 or 5 people? Do you feel like part of me when it was pitched, when he says about the trial of 7 or whatever, I was like, oh, we're going to spend an episode entirely on him.
He's going to have to fight 7 people.
No, I was just thinking he might have to spend an entire episode like recruiting, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you feel like they sort of rushed through that, or it just made sense?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we already saw his success rate with trying to get people to side with him, or like to at least acknowledge him as a knight in the earlier episode. So there was very little chance of Dunk himself actually winning people over. So I mean, having other people go out and kind of, source help for him, I think made sense. And then it lends itself to the final moments where he is finally making a plea for himself. Like, you need one more person, otherwise we can't fight. And that kind of thing. So I think it worked.
And then so I think the two big moments at the end of the episode is I was trying to find the character's name and I can't find it. The other dude getting knighted after the squire getting knighted.
Raymond.
Is that who it is, Raymond? Him getting knighted by Lionel Baratheon.
Who's very happy to be involved.
Yes, very happy to be involved. And also I'm glad to see him come back, because originally after the whole thing I thought he would be, I think I remember saying, I was like, oh, he'll be the reason, he'll sign off and get him into the games or whatever. And then that didn't happen. But at least now I'm like, oh, the character connection was to build towards him.
To help out, yeah.
Yeah, to help out with this and stuff. But yeah, he's a funny little character, isn't he? The first trial of the 7 in 100 years, I couldn't miss this chance to take them on in the tidy whities or whatever. Yeah. Whatever he says. That was quite good. The knighting
way
scene,
I can take on the Targaryens and not get punished for it.
Yeah, not get punished for it. Yeah. The knighting scene I thought was really cool. Just the overhead camera, the VO switch, all that. Like, I thought that was put together really well, as he says the oath and everything like that. But then, of course, everyone, I presume, just focusing on the highlight for this episode is going to be that last minute, I guess, as the music sort of starts to kick. Like, you think no one's going to obviously offer up to help him to be his 7th, and he's going to lose it. And then we get Baylor come in, burst through the gates, and the game of music kick into gear for the first time in the show. And as you said before, just absolutely, I think they were saving it for when it made sense, and this is when it made sense after his rousing speech about, are there no honourable knights amongst any of you left in the 7 kingdoms? I refuse to believe, or however he said it. Really, really good. And I think that performance, the only thing I hated was how misty it was, I'd say.
It's early. There's fog everywhere.
Yeah, no, it just seemed over. It was annoying me, like it was just so much to the point that I was going, can they even see this dude yelling at them from, like, that was the only thing that was annoying me. I was like, if it's that thick around him, can they even make out this dude on the horse down there? But
you better play into things next week.
Yeah, I guess it might play.
Couldn't see somebody.
Yeah, the way the fight plays out or something like that. When he comes in and the music kicks in, obviously that's really, really good shit. What do you make on him doing that? Like, he's hand to the king, right?
I think he's next in line.
Next in line, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. What do you make on that? Like, him that he's literally fighting his own family. Like,
I mean, it just shows you what an honourable character he is. And I think his talks with Dunk kind of won him over. Like, see, he was the first person before they even get before the council, or whatever. He talks to him privately about what he did and what trying to understand what kind of man Dunk is. Even Dunk, like, even just going for trial by combat itself was always going to be an ask for Dunk, because he does not have an extensive experience.
No.
So being in this, I know. I think he just got one over, that, and obviously his previous talks to him about Sir Erland, that kind of stuff. So
yeah, and he remembered him obviously, and that was
he just made a really strong impression because he is one of the very few, like, genuinely
good ones,
good people in Westeros from the look of it.
Yeah. So with that said, Baylor's dying next week.
Hope not, but I don't know.
I mean,
I'm sure the facts are out there.
It's Game of Thrones, right? I mean, I know it's a more lighthearted story and take or whatever, but I'm like, it's still written by George, and he's like, at this stage, I just feel like there's certain things and the way he builds up characters makes you like him. Then, you're dead. So I'm going to say, how do you think it plays out next week? I'm going to say that they kill the fucking dipshit. He dies. So Dunk wins. But in doing so, I think Baylor dies.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. it'd be interesting if, yes, this is the event that kind of throws everything to disorder and that kind of stuff. I think they killed Aerion, who's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon Raymond kills Stefan, his cousin, his traitorous cousin.
That'd be good.
Piece of shit who turns sides.
That could be where the fog comes into play potentially to help him give
that kind of stuff. Yeah,
upper hand. Yeah.
Old mate.
The one who's
Aerion
got the broken leg, or
the drunkard brother.
Mm.
He's definitely going to take a fall.
Mm-hmm.
And Lionel's going to get a couple of Targaryen heads or King's cards.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, Dunk's going to win, but there'll be casualties.
That's
heavy casualties on both sides.
Yeah. And that makes me go, like, what?
And they'll decree the 7 will never be done again.
Yeah. Makes me wonder what happens after that, though. Like, because they can't technically do anything. Like, he wins. He wins. I guess that helps. That helps Dunk's overall story plus place within the world, because his name would carry more weight. Then I guess that helps his place as a knight.
Well, I would be very not surprised if Dunk ends up being like a knight or protector for Egg going forward in the castle. You know?
I just feel like I'd be
disappointing.
I'd sort of be surprised if the show ended with him in the castle, because Egg's whole thing is he doesn't want to be in the castle.
Yeah.
Like, and if the show, I don't know. I thought the pitch was it's the adventures, these two on adventures. But I just feel like if the show's like in King's Landing, then sort of
maybe they run away together at the end.
Could be. That's a possibility. The only other thing I had from this episode was talking about Egg, that scene where he just describes what his older brother would do to him, like creeping into the room at night and saying he could
totally fucked up.
Yeah, very fucked up.
I will turn you into my sister.
Yeah, I'll cut your dick off and turn you into my sister, then marry you. Very fucked up.
Yes, but also the very Targaryen way of thinking.
Yeah, 100%. But also the fact that old mate started giggling after he was the one who went off about how Targaryens are so fucked up, and in a couple episodes ago he was sitting there and went off on Dunk about that random tirade about how messed up their family is. Last episode, was it? Yeah. So that's probably why he was giggling. He's like, look, I knew it.
Couldn't help himself, but you know, we'd all do the same thing in that situation.
Yeah. Did you have anything else from this week?
No. I think we covered pretty much everything, all the main stuff, so.
Cool. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode. The council is over. Join us next week for South of King's Landing. Until then, you can check out all our other shows on explosionnetwork.com/podcast and all the other articles on explosionnetwork.com. Goodbye.